Welcome back to Movie Munchies. I'm Alexis. If you've never been here before, we watch things and we eat them. Today we are finishing our two-part saga of sorts of The Chocolate Factory. We watched Willy Wonka in The Chocolate Factory the last time, the 1971 version with Gene Wilder. Today we are watching Charlie in The Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. I love this movie so much. I cannot tell you how much I love this movie and how many times I have seen it, honestly. I don't know when the last time I watched it was. Most likely it was not that long ago. But that's okay with me because I could watch this movie like once a week, honestly. It's one of my favorite roles that Johnny plays. I have my notebook to take notes because we are continuing what we started with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory to figure out what to do about this cake. It's gonna be a doozy. I'm gonna have to spend like a solid few days just planning it out. But I'm excited for it, and I'm not making this for anyone in particular, and that makes me even more excited because I can do whatever the hell I want with it, and I hope I can pull off what I'm imagining in my head. But there's not much more to say. This movie is older than I remember, or than I thought it would be. 2005, like, that was already 17 years ago, which is insane to think about. Not old. Anyway, initiate entertainment. I'm so excited. Let's just do this. I love Tim Burton films. Literally started this channel with The Nightmare Before Christmas. I love Johnny Depp. I love Helena Bonham Carter. I love... What's Little Man's name? He used to be in everything. Oh my god. And I always loved him in everything. Freddie Highmore. God, he was such a great kid actor. He's still a good actor even now. I love the soundtrack in this movie. It's so, like, intense. And it hits all the right notes, you know? I love the feel. I love that it starts so much darker than the original one. I just like that they contrast each other so much that they leave all the right things intact. Like, they complement one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I expressing this correctly? The original version was so bright. There just seems to be a very fluffy and light air about it, which made it even more ominous when it got crazy, you know what I mean? Which is why it truly turned into a horror film. But this one is so much darker innately. It's very off-kilter and odd because all of Tim Burton's films are. It's just great. There it is, the golden ticket. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of element to do for the golden ticket. Maybe I should just get actual golden tickets and put them in the cake. I also love the immensity of this movie. Everything is so big.
Named Charlie Bucket.
Look at this little bean. He's so cute. He has such a sweet demeanor about him. You kind of like automatically trust him, you know what I mean?
I saw Willy Wonka with my own two eyes.
I like that also Grandpa Joe in this version is like knowledgeable about the factory in Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka began with a single store on Cherries.
20 years ago, he still looked that old. Oh, but that candy store is so bright. His little laugh. He's so spacey in this movie. Gene Wilder and Johnny Depp's versions of Willy Wonka both stay true to the actual character and just all of his weirdness, but they do it from two different angles, you know, so they're not the same Willy Wonka, but they are Willy Wonka. These two, they both complement each other, and it's so cool. I love how that worked out.
Ceilings were made of chocolate as well. So when
they make all the chocolate so good in this movie. What possesses you to think that you could live in a palace made of chocolate? I mean, it's a dream for real. I wouldn't mind living in a palace made of chocolate, but realistically, it's gonna melt. It's gonna melt. How much did he spend on that? Did they say? Did I miss it? Because he paid a fortune for that, I'm sure. Slug who? Slughorn? I can't remember his name. I just watched the other one. Secret recipe. You're trying to be discreet and you stamp the envelope with secret recipe.
Then Slugworth began
Slugworth.
with
Yeah, Slugworth. That's what I meant.
I'm closing my chocolate factory forever. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's like a lot of people out of jobs. Like a lot. I also like this version of Grandpa Joe. The other Grandpa Joe was very vocal and loud. And like he had opinions. He had opinions on everything. This Grandpa Joe is very sweet. Just like this Charlie. I mean, Charlie is sweet in both versions, but this Charlie is like a extremely innocent kind of sweet and curious.
Well, you won't, because you can't. No one can. It's a mystery.
And I love how they gave a little more personality to his other grandparents in this one too. Grandpa George. He's... I love his personality. He's cranky as f***. Which I understand. You've been stuck in the same bed for 20 years. I'd be cranky too. Humble. Humble is the word I'm looking for. Other Charlie was humble as well, but this Charlie, you can like, it radiates off of him. He has no ego. But he can be firm. And he is at the end of this movie. Stands up for what's right, you know? Meek is another good word to describe him, I think. There's nothing wrong with being meek. I'm a meek kind of person too. So of course I would say something like that. It's easy to get run over that way, but it's a good quality to have. Everything needs to be tempered in some kind of way. There's extremes on both sides of any personality trait. I love his ears. I'm a sucker for big ears or ears that stick out. I just think it's the cutest thing in the world, and he has the cutest ears. I like the way they did this, but I did enjoy like the personal chaos that was going on. The original version, where like they were zooming in on people's like stories, like the like the lady whose husband got napped, and she didn't want to give up her chocolate to get him back.
Our Charlie gets only one a year. He doesn't have a chance.
It makes sense to make one of the grandparents like a bitter person who's going to be like, no, you're not getting the golden tickets, you know, because old people have lived their they have lived their lives. They've seen enough. They're like, you know what? I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm going to say what's real. I'm going to say what's on my mind, and I'm not going to go soft. I'm not going to cut any corners. Like, you're getting the full extent of what's going on in my mind right now, and I don't care. That's how I want to be when I'm old.
He ate so many candy
Oh
bars
my God.
that it was...
Can you spell that for us, please?
Veruca.
She's much milder in this version, but that little smile... Look at her! Look! Stop! I still hate her. And I hate her dad even more in this one. Should we have some kind of contrast for the 71 and the 2005?
I want my golden ticket.
Mom's like...
I never asked for this child.
They are scared of her. Look at her mom! She's like...
No good ever comes from spoiling a child like that.
Yes, that's a very true Charlie. That's extremely true.
Charlie,
Oh,
Mum and I thought...
his parents are
Maybe
so
I wanna open you
sweet.
back.
It's no wonder that he's so sweet. You can see like where he gets his humility and his kindness and his care for other people from. It's very clear. Look how close they are. They're just like this one. They're just this whole package, and they care about each other so much. And that's very emphasized in this movie.
I should wait till morning.
Like hell.
Like hell. I am with Grandpa George. He's my spirit animal.
You mustn't feel too disappointed. You know, if you don't get the...
Whatever happens, you'll still have the candy.
That's a nice way to put it. Here's something to hope for, but just know that the odds are way out here, so if it doesn't happen, you still have chocolate, and that's never a bad thing. No expression change. You can see he's fighting it back.
We'll share it.
Oh no, Charlie.
No, I'm not gonna cry. He's so sweet. It's just so sweet. It's just so sweet. And they're all so silent. It's like, it's such a great moment. And he takes such a small bite to savor it. Aww. They're tiny, tiny little details, but they pack so much punch, you know?
Third ticket was found by Miss Violet Bowie.
Oh, Anna Sophia Robb. That's her name, right? I love her. Have you seen Bridge to Terabithia? God. We'll do that movie one day.
63 trophy.
Look at... I think they really brought out her personality in this movie. It's not that it was like hidden at all in the other one, but it's more distinct in this one. Look at her mom. Her mom too, just like... Yeah. Yeah, they did it right. I love this shot! They're just standing there awkwardly. He has Malcolm in the Middle vibes. For sure, I've always thought that. It's hilarious.
Most of the time, I don't know what he's talking about. Kids these days.
Yeah, the distinction in each kid's personality, they very much ripened those and cultivated them and made them more potent in this movie.
I hate chocolate.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
Accurate.
good thing you're going to a chocolate factory, you ungrateful little...
I love it. Me and Grandpa George are right here. I would be like that too. Oh my god, I love it so much. I just want to go ham on people when I'm old.
The upswing in candy sales has led to a rise.
The system is broken, y'all. The system is broke. It's been broke. It's gonna stay broke. It's shameful.
Don't worry, Mr. Bucket.
You got a hole in the roof.
We know it.
Love is what they got holding them together. You don't need all the material things. It would be nice. It would be nice to have a functioning roof and security. But as long as you're surrounded by people you love, you'll get by.
Are you sure you want to spend your money on that?
Oh my gosh.
Of course, I'm sure. Here. Run.
He's been holding that for so long, waiting for the perfect thing to use it for. And he uses it on a chance to find a golden ticket. I love their relationship too. I mean, I love their relationship in the other one too. It's just their dynamic in the story. It was written well out the get-go.
Some kid in Russia found the last
Okay.
golden ticket.
Yes, it was in the paper this morning.
Who walks their dog like that? My god. Whatever happened to the separation of the classes? They're vibrant in this movie. Mise en scène. Everything has a purpose. Everything you see in a movie has its purpose. Dang! That's a lot of moolah to be finding on the street. One time, when I was walking in the movie theater, I stopped in my tracks. It was a $100 bill on the floor in the movie theater. I tried to turn it in and be like, I found this. And they were like, well, we can't do anything about it, so congratulations. And I was like, oh my god.
Come on.
I got the chills again. His face.
In my shop.
Oh, in my shop
Listen,
too.
I'll buy it from you. I'll give you $50.
No! Shut up!
And you buy...
Don't let anyone have it. Take it straight home. You understand?
Run.
Thank you.
He's such a sweet shop owner. The build-up was really good in the original. But this moment was impactful as well. But I loved the build-up of the other one. It was a slow, wait a minute. Oh!
Uncle will conduct you around the factory.
I like the way they did this
showing
too.
you everything there is to see.
Afterwards, when it is time to leave,
You need to
the
clean
baby
your
is
face,
escorted
Betty.
home by
An extra prize beyond your wildest.
All of these children are white. What are the chances? You know what I mean? I won't be bitter about it. I still love this movie. But realistically speaking, they would not all be white.
We need the money more than we need the chocolate.
He's such an angel.
Young man, come here.
Yeah. Get him, Grandpa George. God, I love Grandpa George. Look at that shot. I love that. Sizing each other up. I love that. Just the quiet little details. Everybody just... Everybody except for Charlie and Grandpa Joe. All these rotten heads.
Please enter.
I love how they introduced him here too. It was a great choice. That he just remains mysterious until like the very last second. Willy Wonka is the epitome of socially awkward. Can't take him anywhere. He been hauled up in there for however long. You know, you don't see him walking around on the streets. Oh my god. This is my favorite. I love it. This really sets the tone for how this this is the summary of this movie. Yeah, that's all you need to show anybody.
Wasn't that just magnificent? I was worried.
His smile, he does not know how to interact with these people.
Good morning, Starshine.
The Earth says hello! And he needs a no cards.
Good guess.
Don't you want to know our names?
Can't imagine how it would matter.
Can't imagine how it wouldn't matter. I also he was super nice to them in the other movie, kind of putting on a front, and this one he's like, I literally don't care about you guys. Ew.
Mr. Wonka, I have a burger.
I don't care.
I do care.
And the rest of you must be there.
Yeah.
Moms and dads. Oh, he has so much childhood trauma.
Let's be friends. Best friends.
Fake as Girls be like that though. He's a crying shame. We gotta get the whole Tim Burton twisty curly aesthetic in there somehow.
No other factory in the world mixes its chocolate by waterfall, my dear children. And you can...
I don't know who else would think to do that, you know? I certainly wouldn't. People!
Band of humans that I let into my house.
And carry it away. All over the factory.
His mannerisms are great too. The way that he carries himself. He's fantastic, y'all. Mike, he's so destructive. I hate him so much more in this movie.
Is it?
I love the Oompa Loompas. I still need to figure out a way to represent them in this. Look how pale they made him. It's great. I, for the longest time, did not know what Johnny Depp looked like in real life. Honestly, because all of his characters are just so dynamic and have all these particular looks about them, and he transforms in every single movie, and I never knew what he looked like for the longest time. Just contaminated the whole thing. That little eye roll.
I never should have invited them in.
In all reality, Mom would jump in. I've seen it. If a mom's baby is drowning, she will jump into that pool, that river, that lake, that ocean, or whatever to save her baby.
There he goes.
They're all just watching.
It's a wonder how that pipe is big enough.
Ain't nobody worried.
He's blocked the whole pipe.
The apathy in this movie. It's just we do not care that these children are dying. I love it so much.
Him shooting up the pipe. But don't, dear children, be alarmed.
Augustus Gloop will not be harmed. Augustus Gloop will not be harmed. I love these songs. Oh my god. Keep struggling, little man. Ain't nobody coming to save you. You was dead. The first to go in the lineup.
No, it isn't.
You really shouldn't mumble, because I can't understand a word you're saying.
This version of Willy Wonka is also my spirit animal. Actually, no, he did that same thing to Mike TV in the other movie, and it was so great. Just the, you should talk louder. I can't understand what you're saying. No, clearly we can understand what you're saying. We just don't want to hear come out of your mouth, okay? I don't care about your opinions or your smart-ass snarky comments. Get the out of here. Those looks just, he knows. And then they all just sit there giggling.
Was not. Know why? Because I distinctly remember putting a hat on top of my head.
He never matured past a certain age. And that's why he is like this now. Crackpot. I also like this kind of, the little glimpses to his past life that kind of give more depth to his character and kind of why he is the way that he is. He has been deeply scarred. This looks like so much fun. I do love how the other one was like an acid trip though, and lasted much longer. Looks fantastic. The aesthetic of this movie is so cool.
Hey, Mr. Wonka, what's this?
Oh!
Ew! God, I love his acting.
It's like gum.
No.
Gum is for chewing.
He abhors chewing gum, and it is great. I love that little nuance that just like this chocolatier, this candy maker hates gum.
Why would anyone want that?
He has to pull out his note cards. He ain't even gonna say nothing else.
Your whole nose has gone purple.
I like the gradualness of this. In the other one, it happens so fast, and this one is just like a slow process. I truly want to see the R-rated version, which is it's just savage. Level 100, you know?
I've tried it on like 20 Oompa Loompas, and each one ended up...
Yeah!
Aww. The first candy he ever ate, he picked out of the ashes in the fireplace. That is sad. And it was partially open. That thing is dusty. And then he became obsessed. A very meticulous and detail-oriented person.
I'm in the nut business. Are you using the Habermax 4000 to do your sorting?
No. You're really good.
I like his little, what do you even call this? Necklace brooch collar situation going on. Maybe there's a way to recreate that.
Daddy, I want a squirrel.
Daddy.
Get me one of those squirrels. I want one.
Ruka, dear, you have many marvelous pets.
They are intentionally monotone in this movie.
You won't get me a squirrel, I'll get one myself.
Go on ahead then.
Ruka, come back here at once.
No inflection.
Don't make him crazy.
Look at her face. She is insane. Their black beady eyes.
What you want, huh? You'll start something? Come at me. I dare you.
Get her! Get her! Swarm her! Daddy, you know very good and well you could climb over that gate if you really wanted to. Maybe we should put a little Willy Wonka hat on top of the cake?
But don't worry, we only light it on Tuesdays.
It is Tuesday. Why would you invite everybody into your factory on a Tuesday? It's a random ass day of the week. Everybody go back to your regularly scheduled programs. Look at that look in his eyes. I love this. The composition of the music, the little stares, and the acting from everybody, honestly. Because even her dad, when he was freaking out, had a very unbothered voice.
Veruca! Veruca! No! Oh no!
And then just that lazy, I need to get in there and save my daughter. Like, everybody's evil. Knowing very good and well that she's already down there, they are just dumping dead fish and rotten meat down on top of her. The anticipation in his eyes, he's like, this man, eager to get rid of them all. Dear old mom and loving dad. He was like, oh, I'm not laughing.
Well, that's good news.
Lots good news. Everyone is so apathetic and it's hilarious. Is there a way to incorporate the glass elevator in there? Would you dare to get into this thing? There was a point in my life where I was scared of elevators. And this is a glass one, so you can see, like, everything underneath you, right? Like, you can't even see the floor that you're standing on. I don't know about that. It seems like it would be fun, though. This factory is truly an entirely different universe. Because ain't no way all of this fits in it. The factory is big, but it ain't no way all of this fits. The visuals!
Why is everything here completely pointless?
Look at his face.
Sorry, son. We're closing for the night.
You did that so aggressively. Did you need to... Sorry, son. We're closing for tonight. Leave. And he was serious till took the whole building. I love that there are no restraints on this movie, on this story. Because the other one was like this too. Anything goes. Anything.
You don't understand anything about science. First off,
You can't see me rolling my eyes with these on.
particles.
Duh! God, Mike gets on my nerves in this movie. Mike TV, I still want to do nerds for him. But he's honestly something super tasteless. Like, just bland as The build-up is great. This Oompa Loompa's like, I'm trying to watch my show, y'all.
Well, why would I want to send a person? They don't taste very good at all.
They don't taste very good at all. Like, he's eaten a person before. I would not be surprised.
But he's an idiot. But I'm not.
There are children like this for real. He's so destructive. God, he's rotten. I hate him the most in this one. I hated Veruca the most in the other one. Little His dad didn't even try to stop him.
If you had to choose only one half of your son, which one would it be?
What kind of a question is that?
By that, do you mean the top half versus the bottom half, or the left half versus the right half? Does it matter? This is in the running for one of my favorite songs in this movie. This one and Augustus Gloop's song. And then you start falling. Oh, that belly drop. Look at him. He is insane. God, I love it. Listen, their roof was already broke. Alright? You didn't have to do all of that.
The most something of any something that's ever been.
He would be one of those people. Just start going through your shit. His hair. In the other one, it was all like wild and fluffy and crazy and all over the place. But in this one, it's very, very intricately done. Everything has to stay in place. You see the two sides of Willy Wonka there. They're both Willy Wonka, but from different angles, and it's great.
Look at me. I had no family, and I'm a giant success.
You're also insane, and you got some issues.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wonka. I'm staying here.
I like how he gets to teach Willy Wonka something. This is a kind of like a grounding theme for this movie, because everything else is way out here and all over the place. Anything goes. But the whole family is the most important thing, is the grounding aspect of this film that keeps it anchors it to reality. And that also is a good gateway for building a relationship between Charlie and Willy Wonka. So it's not just, you came to my factory and you were the last child left, so I gave it to you. It's like each relationship has to have a give and take of some sort. In this way, Charlie gets to give something to Willy Wonka.
Charlie's father got...
Just the positivity after this. They had this fantastical experience that's like once in a lifetime, and return back to their hovel and just live a happy life. And that's great.
Candy's always been the only thing...
His immaculate suits. Look at this thing. Is it a robe? It's a robe. But his outfits, anyway. Also, the sound effects of just this stiff rubber just squeaking. It matches his expressions.
My family.
Ew.
What do you have?
They have a relationship. And you can tell when they're talking together, even more so, that Willy Wonka's psychological growth got stunted way back when he was abandoned by his daddy.
At least not by myself.
You want me to go with you?
Oh, he's so sweet. He was such a lonely man. He just needed his family. And he also needed a friend. And Charlie became that friend. I like that the movie didn't just end with, here's the factory, have fun. It's a, let's fix Mr. Wonka before we close this up. Because he is broke. Tell me how you got your place of residence here. And who are his clients? Do they come to him or does he go to them?
You have an appointment?
Oh, they come to him. It's been so long he doesn't even recognize him. Except for by his teeth. But I mean, and that also would tell... kind of gives away what he paid attention to when he had his child there. Oh. He kept all the news clippings of his baby. Proud of him. Oh, he's so happy to see him. Aww.
Life has never been sweeter.
It is such a good movie. There you have it. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oh my god. It never gets old. Honestly, that one never gets old for me. It is one of my favorite movies. And it's hard to narrow down. Like, there's so many good movies in the world. But I've noticed that my favorites tend to be the ones that I have no problem rewatching 1,000,001 times. And I get excited every time I know that it's there and available for me to watch. And this is one of those movies. Everything is done so well. And again, I love the contrast between this one and the original, and how even though they're so different tone-wise, they're harmonious with one another, in that they're just kind of like a reflection. I think of it like Peter Pan and his shadow. You know what I mean? But they're both so good, and they both have their own like personalities and little mannerisms and meticulous things about them. It's so great, but also a lot of credit is to be given to the story in itself. And just the way that it was written, and just the fantastical anything goes element to the whole story. A story that gets you enraptured and really pulled in, because it's got like, it's not just this magical, fantastical thing where there's candy and sweets and just all these amazing, like, your imagination can go wild with this whole thing, but it's also the children are being picked off one by one. The chocolatier in the head of the factory is nutcakes. Classics, both of them. And they both deserve cakes, which is why we're gonna make a truly, like, I am so excited to make this cake. I just don't know how it's gonna unfold. But I'm gonna spend a lot of time planning it out and figuring out what to do with it, and it'll come together. But make sure you subscribe so that you can see that. Turn on notifications. Hit me up in those comments because I need that algorithm to work for me. Okay, we're getting better. We're getting better. We're getting there. We just need a little more push. Okay? Because I'm having fun and I'm really enjoying it and I want to keep doing it. So we gotta get in there. Teamwork makes the dream work. Anyway, thank you for watching this with me, and I will see you in the next one. Treat day will be up tomorrow, alright? Okay, I'll see you then. Bye.